So when I came to this backyard, it was just grass, nothing else back here. They just built the deck and they wanted to add another element to this backyard. So we got out a can of spray paint and we started putting some lines on the ground. Before I knew it, we ended up having 2,500 square feet of patio painted out. Massive space, but they have a lot of parties, they have a lot of people coming over, they entertain a lot, so they needed to have a space that fit their needs and how they wanted to use this space. So we had actually painted out a massive water feature and a bunch of other components that we actually have shelved for a later date, but we still put in 2 of the main water features that they wanted to see in this space, along with a pergola that is almost done, some screening walls, and then get this, 91 lights. So let me show you guys this space. So it starts out kind of leading in. We just wanted to make it a little bit interesting. So we added a little texture in there so it just didn't feel like just a massive amount of gray pavers. So we incorporated a little bit of a gray swoop in here. You can see we've got lights along here. These are actually going to be hydrangeas that are going to fill in. It's going to look awesome here with all this color as you lead down into the space. Add a little bit of landscaping on this side just to soften this curve, bring it into the space. So eventually what's going to happen is you can see the water features that are in here right now. Eventually what's going to happen is these are going to actually be pretty decent. They're going to offer a little bit of shade for this deck that's right here. But when you walk around this corner, you're not really going to have a clue what lays behind, but you are going to be able to see this water feature right here. And what this is a boy letting his dog get a drink. Now this water feature has sat in a garage for years. 15, 16 years. He's just sat there unused, unturned on, just waiting for his day to live for a space like this. So that is an awesome piece in this space. It's just right when you come down this drive right here, right as you enter the space, you're gonna walk in and you're gonna see this first. And it just is just a fun little statue with water, just showing off the dog and the boy. And it's just a really cool piece. So as if, you know, that was the centerpiece, but it's not. So we've got a sunken fire pit in here and we added some boulders and we did some cool work around these boulders to make them feel like they fit in. We've got lights that are recessed down into the pavers here. So these are some lights, really cool. And at night, they really, really pop. We got a fire pit in here and you can kind of see we just did a little bit of a design in there. It's raining a little bit, so the pavers are just a little bit wet. But then you see we incorporated a couple boulders. We got path lights all around here. So they'll be able to have all their chairs in and around this space. This is a 20-foot circle, so this is a massive space. They're gonna be able to put a lot of chairs around here. And they got this nice line right here that delineates, hey, this is the fire pit area. This is where we're gonna be hanging out. This is where the special sauce is gonna happen. And I always joke, this line right here, you see that line right there? I always say, when you cross that line, either one or two things is gonna happen. When you go into this side, either you can start talking about politics or you're not allowed to talk about politics. So we always give this delineated line in our fire pit areas just to show off like, hey, this is a special space. This is where real talk can happen. This is where life can happen. So kind of the idea is this is breaking up, again, this massive space here. You can see what I'm talking about with this 2,500 square feet. So this is trying to break up that space a little bit and just give it some interest. Then kind of as a focal piece, we've got this water feature. And these jets are actually controllable. That she wanted something so that when the grandkids come, they can actually run through the jets. But when the grandkids aren't, just the herons back here in the back and the bulls will be running. And so it'll just have a nice accent to the space. A lot of boulder work, which they are from the mountains, so they love to see these boulders in here. But just the bowls just constantly refilling, like the endless life here that they bring. Just adding that sound and just bringing life to the space. Eventually there will be actually more tables and chairs in here. And then this right here is a pergola that's actually getting ready to be finished. And I'll show some pictures of that here at the end of this video. This will be finished and there's actually gonna be 2 swings, bright yellow swings, because there's some polywood furniture that's coming in here that's yellow. So these will be finished out with some swings right in here, and it's gonna be a really, really cool space because you'll be able to sit here, swing, 2 separate swings. They're gonna have armrests in the middle of them. So you'll be able to come here. And then of course they got a charcoal grill right here. So this charcoal grill it's a pretty nice charcoal grill. So they wanted something kind of like camp-like. So they got a charcoal grill in here that they're able to adjust the deck height. Little side burner right here, and this thing even swivels, so it's a really cool element. And then you can see we've incorporated more of these little lights in here. We've got a cherry tree, a little bit of boulder work. This is all St. John's wort, so this is going to all get mounded and have yellow blooms. Some hollies here to kind of cap off that edge, so when you walk over here you can kind of see where the edge is. Camellia right here in that space. Again, we're adding more of these lights around the back side. just added just a bunch of little elements here that really make a space like this not feel so big and make it feel homey. Because a lot of times when you get into a big space like this, it can feel a little overrun. It can actually, it just kind of feels pointless. It can feel too big and too grandiose. So we really need to kind of bring a couple of the homey elements into this space to make it feel like it was a comfortable space for their family to hang out, a comfortable space for everybody to be, but not feel like, hey, all the way on the other side of the house or all the way on the other side of the space and feel like they kind of have to yell. So we've got all these individual rooms in there, but it's not so spread out where they're not able to use it. Really cool space. Check out the drone photos that are about to come through. Check out the final photos of the lights on and the water feature. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be sure to show you more of our next projects. Stay tuned.